Hi, this is Jamie Arenthal. Welcome to your vinyasa class. Please use props, straps, anything that will help you ease into your yoga poses. Remember, always make your poses fit you as opposed to making your body fit the poses. Okay, here we go. We'll begin by standing at the top of our mat. You can lift your toes up and spread them out and lay them back down. And then exaggerate the arches in your feet, like you're lifting up from the floor. So if you can make that connection. And then at the same time, you're lifting kneecaps up and activating your quadriceps. If you're familiar with Mula Bandha, root lock, you can engage the pubococcygeal muscle. And then standing up nice and tall, stacking one vertebra over the next. And just notice if your head is reaching forward or back, right? If it's here, just gently draw your chin in gently and have your jawline parallel with the earth. If you feel like you're slumped forward, you can always circle those shoulders up, back, and down, and maybe do that a few times. And then reset. So in Tadasana, the shoulder is lined up just beneath our ear. And if we were to draw a straight line down, it would hit the greater truncator, which is kind of where that big femur bone connects, and then down to our ankles. So you might even have a friend kind of drop a line and help you take a look at your alignment. And why does that matter? Our posture in yoga, as we strengthen our muscles, we want to be strengthening them around our erect spine, right? We want our spine in its beautiful long state as best we can, and then strengthen around that. So thinking of long spine, keeping the heart lifted, chin tucked in gently. Inhale, reach up, and gently look up to your hands, prayer hands if you like. And then exhale, soft knees, hinge forward, forward fold. Walk your way halfway up. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, pull your belly button in and round over, nose to knees. Bend your knees, roll up one vertebra at a time. Head last to come up, and then shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, reach up, palms can touch. Exhale, swan dive over. Halfway up, look forward. Exhale, nose to knees, belly button in, forward fold. Knees bend, roll up, head last to come up, circle shoulders up, back, and down. One more time like that. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway up, inhale, lengthen spine, tail to crown. And exhale, pull your belly button in, nose to knees. Knees bend, roll up one vertebra at a time, head last to come up, circle shoulders up, back, and down. This time, inhale your arms up, palms together, and exhale your prayer to heart center. Close your eyes here, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Set your intention for your yoga practice today. If nothing comes to mind, ahimsa, non-violence, self-compassion, nurturing, grace. This becomes my daily mantra. How do we take care of ourselves in the most loving, caring way possible? Float your eyes open, inhale, prayer up, and exhale, swan dive over. We'll come into our first sun salutation, just gentle at first. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step right leg back, you can lower the knee to the floor. Relax the toe and inhale, arms up. Plug those shoulders into their sockets, heart reaches forward, press that right hip forward. Right thigh is at a diagonal so that you can not only stretch the right hip flexor, but also you're not dead on that kneecap. And for anyone suffering from any knee issues, you could always be here in this lunge, right? Your option. Release your fingers to the floor, walk your hips back, just gently. The toe can lift up. Let your head go. Just begin to notice that hamstring on the left side. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, back. Yeah, and if you're on your feet, not your knee, you're really just coming into like a pyramid pose instead of this half split. Ardha Hanumasanam. Good. And then hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, tip your tailbone up, head is released, shake your head no, shake your head yes, and you can pedal 1 foot at a time. And then rise up on tippy toes, inhale forward to plank, lower knees, chin and chest, elbows in. Inhale, baby cobra. See if you can lift your kneecaps here, big toes glued to the mat. Heart reaching forward, no wrinkles, back of neck. Looking up through your eyelashes. And then exhale down, press back, child's pose. Let's do that a few times. So inhale forward to a plank, and you can even come to a back bend here if it feels good. And then pull your belly button in and sit back on your heels, child's pose. So inhale forward, either to a modified plank, or if you want a little bit more back extension, a little bit of a back bend, like a modified upward facing dog, belly button in and back on your heels. Last time, inhale forward. And then exhale, come back, curl toes, down dog. Lift your right leg up, square hips. So that means one leg dog. Your toes, your right toes are flexed and pointing down. And as you exhale, draw your knee toward your nose, shoulders over wrists. Hug that knee into your belly. And then inhale, one leg dog. Exhale, this time, right knee to right elbow. Shoulders over wrists. Inhale, one leg dog. And this time, right knee to left elbow. One leg dog. Pull that knee forward, step that knee, that foot between your hands. You can lower that left knee down here if it feels good and raise that right arm to the sky. Again, if the left knee being on the floor is problematic, you can always keep that left toe curled, left knee off the floor. Right hand down, step forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Coming halfway up, inhale, flat back. From here, reverse swan dive. And exhale, centering breath at your heart. So just one comment about coming up in reverse swan dive. So what I see a lot of is people coming up like this for reverse swan dive, which is actually incorrect. We want to come up with that flat back. If anyone does deadlifts, for lifting weights, you're really utilizing your core muscles much more here when you float up, reversing swan dive. You could try that on the next side. Inhale your prayer up, swan dive over. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold nose to knees. Left leg steps back, left knee on the floor, unless it's uncomfortable. Anjaneyasana, shoulders plug into their sockets. Left thigh is at a diagonal, stretching that left hip flexor. And then releasing the fingertips to the mat, walk your hips back for a hamstring stretch on the right. Again, you could be doing this standing up. It would look more like a pyramid. And then walk your way back, inhale. Good. And stepping back, downward facing dog. Coming forward to a modified vinyasa, plank, knees, chin, chest, baby cobra. And then release it. Come through that child's pose, hips to heels. And then we can try that again if it felt good for you. So coming forward to a plank on your knees, you can stop here for strengthening, or if you want a little bit more spinal extension, roll those shoulders back behind you, chest leads the way, no wrinkles, back of neck. Pull that belly button in from either pose, child's pose. Inhale, coming forward, stopping at that modified push-up position, or releasing the shoulders behind you, heart lifting for like a little modified upward facing dog, and then belly button in, back to your heels. I think we have a third one. Let's go. And release it back. Downward facing dog. Left leg up. Keep the foot flexed here, hips square. As you exhale, draw that knee toward your nose and rock your body forward so shoulders stack up over wrists. Inhale, left heel to sky, one leg dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow or shoulder. And inhale, back to one leg dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. And inhale, one leg dog. Use that exhalation, draw that knee forward and step foot between hands. Right knee is down or off, up to you. Left arm to the sky for that gentle twist. Again, you could always be here if that's better for you. And then releasing the left hand down, step right foot forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, and reverse your swan dive. Palms touch. Exhale, centering breath at your heart. We'll add on. Inhale, reach your prayer hands up, swan dive over. Keeping that back long all the way over, hinging at the hip. Inhale, halfway up. Notice now if you can keep the fingertips on the floor. If you want, you can still walk them up your legs, whatever's most appropriate for you. And then exhale, fold. Right leg back. Option, knee on floor or lifted, high lunge. Plug those shoulders in. Keep lifting that back knee up, right? Really straighten that right leg, and you can bend the left knee a little bit more, just for a little bit more hip flexor. Just notice that with that right leg straight, our tailbone kind of tips back. So softening that left knee helps us to drop the tailbone down and then try and work that heel back just a little bit. And then release, fingertips on the floor. Let's straighten that left leg. Again, it's really just a type of pyramid pose. And then inhale forward to that lunge. So exhale, pyramid. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. And inhale, lunge. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. So we're working on stretching those hamstrings just a little bit more. You can pedal your feet if it feels good. And that's because tight hamstrings are often a cause of lower back pain. Tippy toes, inhale, plank. This time, if you want, a full chaturanga. So make sure you lift those kneecaps up, engage your thighs, exhale halfway down. The elbows come right to your ribs. Your neck is in alignment with the whole spine. So don't drop your head. And then upward facing dog, knees off the floor. Again, you can modify this, placing the knees on the floor. Elbows are straight, eyes of the elbows facing forward. No wrinkles in the back of your neck, looking up through your eyelashes. Straight legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. So if that's uncomfortable or too challenging, you can always use the modification we did earlier. Right leg up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Hover here, hug that knee in. A lot of work for your core. Inhale that right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right shoulder. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, step that right foot forward. But notice you're lifting, right? You're really using your core to bring that right leg forward. And we'll take that twist again. If you like, we could lower that back knee down, bend the left knee, and reach to the outside of that left foot, right? The left knee is down, right thumb pointing up. So you're getting your twist and you're getting a little bit of left quadricep stretch. You decide. And then release it, hands down, step forward, forward fold, let it go. Halfway up, inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Just pause. Every time we come back to this samasthiti or standing pose, you get to rebalance, right? Make sure your arches are active, your kneecaps are lifting, maybe engaging Mula Bandha. Inhale, prayer up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up, prepare. And exhale, fold nose to knees. Left foot steps back. High lunge. So again, you can always put the left knee on the floor. And just the caveat here, if you feel like your lower back is arching, you can soften that back knee. Drop the tailbone down and then see if you can extend left leg straight. Remember to plug those shoulders back into their sockets so that you're keeping the neck long, relaxed, unclenched. Beautiful. Release the fingers to the floor. Walk yourself back. So again, it's a version of pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward, lunge, exhale back, right hamstring stretch. Inhale, lunge, exhale, pyramid, and one more, I think. I think that's the hardest part, losing count on both sides. And then coming forward, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Rise up to tippy toes, inhale to plank. Your option to modify here. If you're doing full chaturanga, make sure you engage those thighs. Exhale halfway down, elbows into ribs, no wrinkles in back of neck, and then upward facing Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Left leg up, square hips, one leg dog. Inhale and then exhale the left knee forward. Inhale, one leg dog. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder. Inhale, one leg dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, one leg dog. And then exhale, use that core, hug that knee in and forward, and then quietly place it on the floor between your hands. Left arm up. Option to stay here. Option to lower the right knee, bend the right knee, reach the left hand to the outside of that right foot. So your thumb is pointing up. Release. Step forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway up, inhale and reverse swan dive. Exhale, prayer to heart center. So changing it up. Again, feet are parallel. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Notice the hips are seated way back, the weight's on heels, and you can wiggle your toes and see them in front of your knees. Yeah, if you were to drop a plumb line straight down, my knees would be behind my toes. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, your journey back to vinyasa. So if you have a jump in your practice, you're looking forward, bending knees, bending elbows, right back into that plank. Chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. It's always your prerogative at any time to modify your vinyasa or omit it completely. Right leg up, this time point the right toe and open your hip, stacking right hip over left for down dog split. See if that extra leverage helps you to plant that left heel to the floor and then square off your shoulders, because that right shoulder has a tendency to open up. We want to square off the shoulders. Beautiful. If you like, you could bend the right knee. Just make sure the knee is higher than the toe. So knee is pointing up to the sky. And then as you exhale, right foot forward between your hands, fingertips, warrior one. Take your time with warrior one. So instead of just, yanking yourself up, think about reaching your heart forward and then using the muscles that support the spine, the erector spinae muscles, to lift you up. Beautiful. Shoulders plugged in. You can bend that right knee more, straighten the left knee more. Exhale, your vinyasa. Recall that there are other versions. You could do a one-legged chaturanga. I'll demonstrate that on the other side, but please don't feel obligated. Left leg up, stack left hip over right, point that left toe. Use that extra leverage to glue that right heel down and then square your shoulders. So usually the left shoulder has to be moved down just a few inches. And then for those of you who want the bent left knee, it's lovely to stretch your quadricep a little bit more, but you don't need to. Left knee must be pointing up to the sky. Yeah. And then step the left foot forward. Use your core. So engage the sides of your waist here. Press into that left foot to lift yourself up. Shoulders down. For warrior one, Virabhadrasana. And then vinyasa. Five breaths. You could always rest. So instead of downward dog, you could be in child's pose, balasana. Keep lifting your tailbone up and dropping your head and your heels. Lips are closed, eyes are open. Although I will say in this position, you could see all the dust bunnies under your couch. And then bend your knees, look forward. You can step, step, step. Even little baby steps are fine. But if you're jumping, look forward. Use your core to bring both knees in. Yes. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Halfway up. reverse swan. Oh, no, chair pose. I'm off my game today. And stand, Tadasana. Let's do it again. Chair pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Prepare, half forward fold, inhale. And then looking forward, if you want to jump back and come through your vinyasa. Right leg lifts. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 on the right. Vinyasa. We will always meet you in down dog. Left leg up. Warrior 1. Vinyasa. Down dog. 5 breaths. Bend your knees, look forward between your hands, step, 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 or hop. Flat back, forward fold, chair pose. Stand, mountain pose. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, vinyasa. Right leg up. Warrior 1. Vinyasa. Left leg up. Warrior 1. Vinyasa. Five breaths. Looking forward between your hands, step, step, or hop. Flat back, fold, chair. Inhale here. Exhale to stand. One more time. Chair, fold, prepare, vinyasa. Right leg up. Warrior. Vinyasa. Left leg up. Warrior. Vinyasa. Five breaths. Bend knees, gaze forward. Flat back and fold. Chair pose. And stand. So we'll add on optional vinyasas, of course. Chair, fold, prepare, vinyasa. Meet you in downward facing dog. Right leg up. This time, if you like, you can flip your dog. So bend the right knee. Keep left leg straight and swivel onto the outer edge of your left foot. So it's really like a Vashisthasana, left leg, side plank. And then the right foot down as if you're in a tabletop. The right arm straight to the sky. And then if you want more, you can reach that right arm by your ear. As you exhale, flip the dog back and send that right foot forward. So if you weren't flipping, you're just stepping that right foot forward. Left heel down, warrior two. Check to make sure the left arm is shoulder level. Swivel your gaze back to your right hand. See if you can relax your shoulders. Turn that right palm to face up. Peaceful warrior. Now take that right forearm, placing it on that right thigh, and reach left arm by left ear. Be intentional here. We'll turn this into a flow. So release that left arm down, sweep it back, peaceful warrior. Inhale here, and then exhale, side angle. Release the left arm, peaceful warrior, and side angle. Last time, tip it back. And this time, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Vinyasa will meet in downward facing dog. Left leg up, if you like. You can bend the knee if you like. Keep the right leg straight, pivot onto the outer edge, plant that left foot down. So the left leg is like a tabletop, the right leg is like side plank, Vashisthasana. And then if you want, you can extend left arm by left ear. This is flipping the dog. And just a word, you could always turn this into a full wheel, but maybe not yet. We'll come back, we'll have time. And then flip your dog back, step the left foot forward, warrior two. Check where that right arm is, make sure it's shoulder height, and swivel your gaze back to that left hand. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. You can turn those palms up and tip back to peaceful warrior. Elbows straight. Finding side angle, left forearm on the left thigh, be intentional, right arm by right ear. So lots of space under your left arm. And then you can release the right arm, tip it back, peaceful. Inhale here, and then exhale for that side angle. You can release it, tip it back, peaceful, and find that side angle. And again, I'm losing count. So tip it back again. And this time, cartwheel your hands to the floor for your vinyasa. We'll meet you in downward facing dog. Settle in here. Lift the tail higher. Drop the heels and head lower. Right leg up. Option to bend the knee, flip the dog. So the back bend would require that you also bend the left leg. So you come into like a true tabletop leg. But for now, enjoying that side plank. And then right foot forward, warrior two. This time, straighten the right leg, preparing for triangle pose, Trikonasana. So shift the hips over to your left, reach the fingers to the right, and then place the right hand either above your knee, below your knee, on your ankle, anywhere where it doesn't force you either to curve your spine or to lean forward and turn this into a forward fold. So a variation here, and again, this is not for everyone, but you get to decide. Turn your gaze to your right foot here, bend your right knee. And if you have a block handy, bring the block to the front right corner and then float the left leg up. And you're flexing that left foot. The toes are pointing toward the side wall, right? So this is half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. And then you can come back to your triangle pose, eyes to the sky. So if you're happy, you can stay here. If you want to do the flow, you can look down again, reach for that block, float the left leg up, half moon. Inhale here, and then exhale for your triangle pose. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, triangle. One last time. Half moon. And in this half moon, if you like it, you could even bind. You can grab hold of that left foot and pull the foot away from your hand to create that bow and arrow effect. And from here, I'd like to take a twist. So bring the hands down, bend the right knee, and put your left knee to the outside of that foot, and you'll come to sit. Wrap left arm around the right knee, and the right hand comes behind you. So there are all kinds of binds and variations you can do here. I also want to point out, if you cannot get your right hip to sit fully on the floor, the safest way to do this twist is with your left leg straight. Think about lifting that right shoulder up and bringing it back behind you, and then swiveling your gaze to the back of your room. Belly button's in as you exhale. And as you inhale, see if you can lengthen your spine a little more. Maybe even drag that right hand a little closer to your body. Exhale and twist a little deeper. Beautiful. And then coming into a counter twist, right elbow inside the right knee, left hand behind. And then facing forward, if your left leg is straight, you can bend it. We're going to put all the weight on that right foot, come forward onto our fingertips and extend that left leg up in the sky. So this is down, what is this called? Standing split. Yeah, so if it's, you can always use blocks here. Some of you may want to bind, right? You can hold on to that ankle with your left hand. You could try it with your right. You could try both hands, just see what works. And one nice way to get into this as well is a flow. So you can exhale, you could draw your left knee forward, hug it into your belly, just like we did in the beginning, and then expand that left leg up to the sky. And just try that a few times. So exhale the knee to nose, inhale the leg to sky. And that just might make your standing split a little bit more palatable. Bend the right knee, vinyasa, or we'll meet you in downward facing dog. Left leg up. You can bend the knee. And just as we did before, you can keep the right leg straight, flip the dog, right? And that left arm overhead. Or remember, if you are going to come to a full wheel, you'll bend both knees, both feet flat on the floor. We'll come back. And then step your left foot forward. Warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Prepare for triangle. So shift the hips over to the right. left finger's left, and then pivot the arms. The left hand's going to go where it's comfortable for you. If I wanted to, I would have to bend my spine to get my hands up lower or stick my tushy out behind me and fold forward. So I don't want to do that. I want my triangle to be purely a lateral stretch. Sorry, I have sweat running down my face. I turned the air conditioning down so that it wouldn't interrupt us. And now I'm getting my own warm yoga class. So turn your gaze down to your left toe, bend the left knee. And again, if you have a block, makes life easier here. This is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So we'll step onto that left foot, flex your right foot, and the toes are pointing towards the side wall. Right, if it's not for you, you're staying in triangle pose, but feel free to try. Try and get one long line from your right heel to the crown of your head, and then we'll flow. So soften the left knee, triangle pose, gaze up, and then look down again, Ardha Chandrasana. I think we said we would inhale on the Ardha and exhale on the triangle. Inhale, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, Ardha. And exhale, triangle. Last one. Let's hold that Ardha. And if anybody wants, there's that bind. So reaching for that right ankle with the right hand and pull the right leg away from the right hand. So you create that dynamic tension, and it's great stretch for the quadricep. It's also a great stretch for that right shoulder. And of course, my left hamstring and inner thigh are stretching as well. And then when you're ready, release it. We're going to bend the left knee and tuck the right knee to the outside of that left foot and come to sit through for a twist. Right arm wraps around that left knee. Left hand reaches behind. Lift that shoulder up, roll it behind you, and then swivel your gaze. Again, that comment, if you cannot get your left buttock to sit on the floor, you're going to extend your right leg straight. And that'll help you to twist on an erect spine. We just don't want to twist on a curved spine. So pull your belly button in and see if you can deepen that twist. And then as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist just a little deeper, if that's good for you today. And then counter twist, left elbow inside, right hand behind. And then coming forward, if your right leg is straight, you can bend it, put all the weight on that left foot, come forward for standing split. And again, blocks under hands are really nice. And then if you really find this challenging, which I always do, you can bend that left knee, hug that right knee into your nose, and then extend out. So I feel like the motion kind of helps you to manage. Exhale, draw that right knee to nose. Inhale, right toe to sky. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, right toe to sky. And maybe one more like that. Nice. And then you can step back, either vinyasa, downward dog, your preference. All right, so here we are. I'd like to take that flipping the dog to the full wheel. It may or may not happen for me. It may or may not happen for you, but we can try. Right leg up, point the toe, open your hip, bend the right knee. So we start off with the left leg staying straight, coming onto the outer edge of the left foot. Plant the right foot down, right arm to the sky. And then if you're thinking full wheel, bend the left leg too, so you're in a tabletop. And then the tricky part here is to flip that left hand. Now, you want to know, how do we get out? Well, the easiest way is just to come down, but there is another way, and I'll try it on the other side. So when you're ready, should we try that again? For any of you just watching, let's do that again. So both knees are bent, reaching back. Oh, I lost it that time. And then to come out of it, you drop the hip and flip back to dog. I'm going to do it more gracefully on the other side. All right. So for those of you who want, maybe you want a vinyasa to clear it out. You must be laughing now, especially my friends watching. All right, left leg up. This is for you, Sally. Left knee bends. Keep that right leg straight. Plant the left foot down, and then change that right. There it goes. Full wheel. Although the easiest way out is onto your back. Can we try that again? Left leg. Bring it around. Ah. What's that? So finish up. You could do another vinyasa if you want. Finish in full wheel. And then we will come onto our backs. So before you pull your knees into your chest, let's neutralize the spine from all that work. Feet are wide as the outer edges of your mat. And what that allows to happen, the wider they are, you could actually drop that inner knee to the mat, and you'll feel that stretch down the quadricep. Right? If you keep your knees or your feet together, you're not going to get that same feeling. All right, and then let's come into a bridge. So feet parallel, hip width apart, walk the heels a little closer to your bottom, and you'll have an opportunity to do full wheel here. So if you didn't get to it from flipping the dog, you can get to it from here. So heels into the mat, lift your hips, shoulder blades beneath you. For those of us who are staying in bridge, you could always interlace your hands beneath you. Just move your upper arm bones closer together so you can get the heels of your hands touching. And the other option here is supported bridge. And you could turn your block horizontal and place it under your sacrum. And this is a really nice, happy place. And what I would suggest, if you do come here, just stay here. You could play here if you like. It's a lovely little massage for your lower back. For those of us who are in our bridge, you can do this too. Keep the hips level, pull the right knee in, right toe to the sky. If that's too much for you and the hips start to sink, please put the foot back on the floor. Otherwise, you can go further. You could extend the right leg until the knees line up. Lots of power happening now in that left glute. And to come out of it, raise the right leg and place the right foot down. Again, make sure the hips are level. Draw the left knee in, and that's not a concern, obviously, if you're on a block. If your hips are dropping, lift your hips up higher. maybe for more challenge, line up the knees. Come out of it, toe to sky, place the foot on the floor. And for those of you, you could be doing this in full wheel. For my full wheelers, you're still keeping those shoulders together, but you're bringing the point, the fingertips towards your shoulders, and in one fell swoop, you can lift up, straightening your arms, or you could even do like a half bridge with where your head comes to the top of your head comes to the floor. Sorry, not demonstrating today. So for those of you with the block, remember, you can be enjoying this as well. Just see how that feels. It's obviously less pressure on the glutes, less strengthening for the glutes, but it feels like a wonderful massage on your sacrum. I don't know, whatever games you want to play. All right. And so when you're ready, release that block. You can roll your way down. And again, do not pull your knees into chest yet. Separate your feet and windshield wipe knees side to side. And we're preparing for Shavasana, or final relaxation. So for anyone whose back has been tweaking, maybe before this class, you could always keep the feet wide, turn the toes in, knees tent against each other. By internally rotating your femurs in the hip socket, you take pressure off your lumbar spine. So try that if you like. For the rest, you can extend the legs long. Just make sure you tuck your buttocks under you, almost as if you're spreading your hip bones apart. And then knees and toes are splaying out to either side. Whichever leg position you've chosen, tuck your shoulder blades, your scapula beneath you, so they're nice and flat. And make sure you have no wrinkles in the back of the neck. Palms face up. Again, if it's more comfortable for you to have hands on your belly, you can always do that. With your eyes closed, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Final relaxation is the most important part of your yoga practice. It's here where we integrate all of the activities. It's where we allow our bodies to neutralize the adrenaline and cortisol, and come into a homeostasis, a balance. So remain still, lips closed, eyes closed, breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose. Feel free to use a mantra such as in, out, or maybe Sanskrit, so, hum. So hum. So hum. So hum. If you'd like to come out of Shavasana now, begin by deepening your breath, inhaling so the belly rises, exhaling, opening your mouth. Hum. Allow the belly to fall. Repeat that. Deep breath in, belly rises. Hum. Again, deep breath in. Hum. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can make fists with your hands and splay the fingers out wide and repeat. You can point your toes and flex your heels and repeat. Circle your hands at the wrists. Circle your feet at the ankles. Reverse the direction. Then when you're ready, bring your feet back to the floor. Separate your feet hip width apart. And allow your knees to move from side to side. You could take your feet wider if it feels good. You can roll everything over to one side. Use your hands to press yourself up to a seated position. We'll bring our hands to our hearts. And often, this is Anjali Mudra, but we often refer to it as Namaste because we say Namaste when our hands are in prayer pose. Namaste is a salutation. It means hello and goodbye in Sanskrit. But the deeper meaning is the light and the love in me. Recognize and bow to the light and the love in you. Let's say to each other, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today.